Hello! Okay, I'm going to cover what Engram Harvesting is in Ishtar Commander. So first of all, people have been asking me what is Engram Farming. So you can see here we're in Archon's Forge, and as you go around and you kill stuff, lots and lots of green and blue engrams fall, and you also get legendary engrams. And you're going to see here at the end, if you kill the perfected captains or the perfected servitors and you've taken 3 of coins, those are both ultras, so there's even a chance that an exotic engram can drop. And what will happen if you play normally is that over time all your slots will just fill up with engrams. That's even if you're deleting all of the green items that drop along. But just eventually you run out of room because so many engrams are falling. And then that means that the legendary items, so like the legendary armor, the class items, the ghosts, and all of those can end up, and the weapons as well, such as the Saladin's Vigil and the sniper rifle whose name I can't remember. Those can go straight to your postmaster, and at worst your postmaster will fill up, and then the oldest items in the postmaster just vanish and they're lost forever. So Engram Farming is just simply about Ishtar Commander scanning your inventory and automatically moving the engrams away, and then when you've finished, bringing all the engrams back to you so you can decode them. So let's go and have a look at the app. Okay, so here is 1.8 of the app. Just in case you don't know, in 1.8 there's also going to be Wrath of the Machine checklist, which also show the challenge modes, and you're going to be able to do things such as click on stackable items and gather them all onto one guardian, or distribute them evenly between your guardians. But let's have a look at the main feature, which is the Engram Harvesting mode. So here's the Hunter. The Hunter is the active character. You can tell this because of the yellow triangle on its emblem. You tap the emblem and now you get an extra loadout that appears here called Harvest Engrams. So let's tap that. And now we have the Engram Harvesting UI, and I'll talk you through this. So first of all, this is just a repeat of extra information. This is how much glimmer you have, how many legendary marks, and this is how full your postmaster is. And this is just so that while you're farming you can quickly look at this and see that you're not about to go over the limit for glimmer or legendary marks as you shard stuff, or that your postmaster isn't filling up. You then have a button for starting the farming, for farming mode, and then you have a button that then brings all the engrams back to you. You also have some status information. So what's showing here is that the primary weapons category is full. Actually, is that primary? Let's have a look at weapons. Yes, so primary is full and there's no space. And when you're farming, you are going to need to do some work. You can't expect Ishtar to do everything for you, and the work you're going to have to do is, when you pick up green engrams, those will instantly decode into common green items, and you need to manually discard those. Those are not going to be moved to any spare spaces, and the reason for that is that absolutely tons of them drop in Archon's Forge, and you would rapidly fill every space, and then Engram Farming doesn't work, and then there's a whole host of complicated things of like, how do you bring those greens back so you can destroy them? So I'm just saying I'm not going to move them. You need to destroy them as you go along, and if a character slot is full, you'll get this hint here that you'll get the icon for the section and it will say full. Okay, so let's start the farming and I'll explain what's going on. It's quite common that you can accidentally start the farming mode on the wrong character, although you may actually want to do that on purpose. But if we go away and let's go to the non-active character and we're choosing Harvest Engrams, you can see here you get a warning that the Warlock is not the current active guardian. This is just to remind you, you're really sure you want to start the Engram farming mode on that character. So we will click start farming and I'll explain what's going on. So you can see it says it's clearing space. What it does is it clears 3 slots on every section. So let's just move that out of the way, and you can see it's moving those items away. And then when it's ready, it now just starts scanning for engrams every 30 seconds. One thing you should keep in mind is that your phone is going to power itself off after 30 seconds to a minute, and that means that when it's off, the Engram Farming isn't doing anything. So what you'll need to do is every like 4 or 5 minutes, just wake your phone up. As soon as it wakes up and you can see Ishtar Commander, it instantly does a scan. We'll see the new engrams and then move them to any spare slots on the other characters or the vault. I'm going to have an update in, I don't know when, but in a very short period, hopefully around a week from now, which will be 1.8.1, and I'm going to write some native code for Android and iOS. So I mean, when you're plugged in on external power, so you've got your charging cord plugged into your phone or tablet, Ishtar Commander will just stay awake and it will stop the screen going to sleep. So it will just keep on running, and that means you can happily leave the Engram Farming there. And I think that'd be useful. I think a lot of people actually would like Ishtar Commander just to stay open when they're on power while they play for several hours. Okay, so while it's farming, it'll keep on scanning and it'll keep on moving engrams into empty spaces. And what you're going to see is over time a loot report building up. And the loot report, I will swap to another video, as you can see here, shows how many engrams dropped during the farming session, how much new glimmer you gained, how many house banners. As you shard the common items or your green items, it even detects how many armor parts and weapon parts you get. I just thought that would be like a nice little bonus just to make it feel so you can know how rewarding things are. I would also recommend, if you're farming, use a ghost. If you're on Earth, use one of the ghosts that creates spin metal when you pick up an engram, and that gives you extra glimmer when you kill Fallen, because all the splicers, the devil splicers, count as Fallen. So you can, after an hour or so of farming, you can have like 10,000 glimmer, and you can spend that all on weapon parts, which you can then use to level up your factions. Okay, then the final part, when you've finished, or at any time you can do this, you can then gather all the engrams. And let's click this now. And what happens is all of the engram, first of all, your light is going to be maxed for you automatically. The reason this happens is while you're decoding, items are decoded to the level you're at. So it's also quite common these days. I found after like 2 or 3 hours of farming, you get so many blue engrams. Some of them, like one of them, will turn into a exotic, and you want to be at the max level, so that exotic ends up being at the max level, and it can be quite a substantial difference. So I just thought automatically, without having to think about it, your light will be maxed. The blue engrams are all then, sorry, not the blue engrams, but all the engrams, blue, legendary and exotic, will be pulled to your character, and as you decode them and as the empty spaces start to appear on the character, it'll automatically every 30 seconds start bringing in new ones. So you don't need to keep on clicking anything. You just have this gather engrams option, go to Rahul, start decoding items, start deleting the junk that you find there, and Ishtar will just keep on pulling in all the engrams. And it'll even, you see, you even have a counter here, so it says engrams left to decrypt 6, and it even detects what you've got left and gives you a clue how many more are to come. It is possible that you are, for whatever reason, maybe you're waiting for the next DLC and you are just hoarding exotic engrams and you don't want these exotic engrams pulled to your character. Just click this settings icon and you can choose to ignore the exotic engrams, and those will just be left in your vault for when you want to decode them later on. And that is the only setting that is available. Okay, I'll probably have more info later, but I'm going to submit this version to Apple right now for review, and with a bit of luck it should be out at the end of the week. Hopefully not next week, hopefully they're quite quick to review it. Okay, thanks very much. If you don't already, please follow Ishtar Commander on Twitter. That's the best way to get news about all the new features. And if you want to support my efforts, I have a Patreon which is linked below, and just subscribing for like $1 or $2 or more bucks a month really means a lot to me and really helps me continue developing Ishtar, which does have a slight cost to myself, things like the website and the yearly Apple subscriptions and stuff. And it's nice to have all those covered by your donations. Okay, thanks very much and catch you soon.